Hey everybody, I am the MoeChicken. Welcome to my stream. Tonight we're going to be back on Final Fantasy 2. I don't know if this will be a full stream, because I have like other things I was going to work on tonight. So we may just do stream for a little bit and then maybe stream some more on the weekend. But we're going to go ahead and get started because in the last episode, we found out after defeating the Emperor himself, the Paramecium Emperor himself, in a tornado, we found out that Norris, if y'all remember Norris from the very, very beginning of the game, the fourth person who escaped from Finn, has apparently decided he's the Emperor now. And so we have to take this airship to Finn, to the Paramecium Empire. So I gotta figure out how to land here. One of these, where do I land? Land somewhere. Right? Land. There we go. Alright, so now we're in the Paramecium Empire. It has a flagellum somewhere in here. Gotta watch out for it. Oh, it's more of the Goblin of the United States again. Hello. How are you, sir? Oh yeah, right, I have Flare and Ultima. Alright, we're just gonna start casting high-level spells on you and see what happens. Yeah, we are actually really close to the end of the game at this point. I think it's just this and then the final dungeon. So there's not a whole lot else ahead of us. So that's pretty exciting. Drink. He drank something. He got crunk, apparently. For some reason. Again, as I have said before, I really do hope that people watching this maybe gained a new appreciation for the game as a result of seeing someone play it and speak positively about it, because I really think this game deserves better than it gets. I think it's pretty fun. It's just you know, you gotta know how to play it, which is in itself, I understand, the limiting factor. You know, how would you know how to play it unless you'd played it? And why would you want to play it if you have to know how to play it to play it? So, yeah, it's kind of a catch-22, but hopefully maybe watching me play it gave some people ideas of how to play the game in a way that is fun. I don't know. I hope so. I want this game to be more popular than it is. At least as popular as the other two in the NES, you know? It's a good game. Just gotta play it right. It is weird, though, which is, I think, a major limiting factor for it. A little bit different. You do have to play it differently than other RPGs, but you know, not bad. Anyway. Oh. How y'all doing? Having a good Thursday? I missed on Tuesday. I wound up having to I think that was the day I was buying immense amounts of groceries. I think I mentioned this before, but ever since Thanksgiving, which I went to my relative's house for. Oh, nice, 1068, so strong. Oh, he's just like, I'm out of here. You just did over 1,000 damage to my friend there. Oh, nice. Way to go, Richard. Ah, the Ripper! I wanted this! Yay! I don't care about, this echo screen. Ripper, yes! Awesome! That's a better knife! I think, right? Let's see. Orcalcan. Ripper. Yeah! Now, I could have gotten that way back when we first, went to Finn. Like, when we first fought Godus in Finn, I could have gotten that, and it would have been great. And actually, the first time I did it off camera, I did in fact get that, and I was a little frustrated that I didn't get it the second time. But now we have it, so it's good. Yeah? Oh, what? Okay, there I go. I'm here now. Fell to the first floor. Oh, okay. Back on the first floor. Got it. What was this treasure chest? Diamond armor. Do I need that? These robes are working really well for the back row characters. Black or diamond better? Diamond raises your defense, but what does black do? Stats. Alright, soul 31, int 4. Let's see if this changes. 31, 4. No, it seems like it's just better. Okay, never mind. Wear that then. Richard, what are you wearing right now, buddy? Ice. You want this diamond armor? Diamond armor? Or this black armor? That's better. Okay, cool. Hey, Cyber! Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you. We's a playing some Final Fantasy 2. How you doing tonight? I was just about to talk about how I, after Thanksgiving, I kind of was like subsisting on like peanut butter and sandwiches, and peanut butter sandwiches. And on Tuesday of this week, I finally got fed up with it. I'm like, I'm gonna go buy actual food. I went to the grocery store and bought large amounts of food. So I now have food. Hooray! Oh, and this was weird. So I was looking at, I bought some like Tostitos, like tortilla chips, and I bought like the hint of lime ones, and it doesn't say tortilla chips in front. It says flavored triangles, and I was freaking out because I was like, oh my gosh, is there some like Pringles-esque reason why they can't call these chips anymore? They have to call them flavor triangles. But then I know at the very bottom of the bag it says tortilla chips. So no, they were just being weird, I guess. I don't know. Oh, you're watching Ian's stream. Yeah, he's watching the. It's a little bit of an unfortunate overlap there. I always stream on Thursdays, so I had to stream today. So I can't watch it myself, but how's it going? Like, I mean, I don't usually watch award shows, so I don't even know what the Video Game Awards is like, but hopefully it's fun. I don't know, I'll probably catch the VOD eventually. But thank you for stopping by. Thank you for resisting the temptation to stick with Ian and coming to watch my nonsense. Appreciate that. Richard, it's a skull. Oh, it paralyzes us. That's unfortunate. Dude, he is still poisoned. Why are you still poisoned, bro? Stop being poisoned. Kill that skull. Stop being poisoned. Holiness. War. Oh, you're not dangerous. Okay. I had everyone pile onto that one enemy because I didn't know what it was. Oh, it's kind of funny that he got a status ailment and then he stood up as a result. Nope. Huh, is that not what poison? Is poison a peep spell? I guess so. Alright, well, never mind. I'll just keep attacking. Whatever. Peep at him. Peep at Richard. Look at him run. I would say the video game was the exact opposite of the chill stream I expect from him. So it was like a hype stream? Oh no. Ow, Richard, you're confused and poisoned and dead at the same time. All of those things. Like, was it hype because, like, people were getting excited and, like, the chat was exploding? Or was Ian actually being hype about things? I can't imagine that from him. Okay, Ian was chill. It was just that the event itself was very enthralling, I suppose. I love how he's been coming up with some new ideas for like stream stuff. I think that's cool. Like, I really loved the VHS watch party. That was fun. He came back to life, still confused. He's like, oh my gosh, where am I? He's just like freaking out over there. He's not used to being alive after having been dead. Very disoriented afterward. The event was a bit... Oh, the event itself was obnoxious? Oh, that's not fun. I mean, I tend to not like... Oh, why did frickin' Richard get anything for that? He died and came back to life and he got nothing for it. That's a shame. Poor Richard's almanac. Yeah, I've never... I think I got steered away from award shows thanks to the Oscars. And I think that's largely because I started to become really disillusioned with the stuff that, like, won at the Oscars. It always felt like the movies that won were the most depressing. It's like, if you want to win an Oscar, make your movie as sad and miserable as possible and you might win. That was kind of like how I visualized this. I was turning it off, but there was a train wreck 15 minutes, like a train wreck 15 minutes of the award show. It was amazing. There was a train wreck? Like, someone like cut emotionally fell apart on stage or something, or someone fell off the stage, like physical or emotional train wreck. Curious. Yeah, I don't know. I was just sort of like, I got to the point where it felt like none of the movies I ever wanted to win awards ever won awards. It was always the movies that were like the saddest movies, like the movies I never watch. There will be memes. Oh, that's good. Memes are important. Memetics are how our society communicates. And so I was just kind of like, I don't believe in award shows anymore. They're all rigged. They're all rigged against me. That people don't like what I like, and therefore I don't want to watch your crappy award show. And that just kind of extended to like all award shows after a while. Yeah, Oscar Gold. You know what I think it was? There was that movie American Beauty from like a long time ago. That was like just a real bummer of a movie. And it like won all the awards. It did. I want to say it did very well at the Oscars. And I was just like, I remember having like, I think I found out that it won awards first, and then I watched it. I'm like, this won all the awards? This movie about a guy wanting to have sex with his daughter's friend and then getting killed by a boy who films plastic bags in the wind? This is the best movie of the year, is it? I was just sort of like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Is this really what we want to represent? And I mean, I get where it comes back to. Like, the idea is that these movies win because it's harder to act extremely dramatic roles than like a comedy. Like, comedies don't win awards because it's seen as like easier. It's, I don't necessarily believe this. It's seen as easier to be funny than dramatic. I don't know that that really holds up, but as a result, like the movies that I like, like the adventure movies and like the comedies, they don't win. They don't win anything. Maybe like special effects or something. So I don't know, just wasn't interested. And then same thing for modern video game awards. I mean, they're not going to be doing like video game awards from like, the early 90s. Like all the games that I actually play aren't going to be represented, so why do I care? I'm just not interested usually. Like if I watch this VOD, it's just going to be because it's one of Ian's VODs. That's all it's going to be. And I like his content. I mean, I have no interest in the actual subject matter. Which is weird, I guess, because, I play video games constantly. I have a video game channel, but I don't know, I don't care. I don't care about modern games that much. Whatever. I'm just an old chicken. You know how it is. Oh, I finally came up with an idea for what game we can play after we finish this and Castlevania Symphony of the Night. That's cool. And it is in large part because I finally, after quite a while of waiting, I received the dock for my my Analog Pocket, the sort of the online company Analog that makes like FPGA consoles, like modern material retro consoles. I bought the Pocket, which is their little handheld. It plays like Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, and then at some point I'm gonna get the adapters that allow it to play like Wonder Swan and Game Gear and like I think like whatever. What was it the Lynx? The Lynx was the handheld one. Like I know there was the Jaguar, and then I think there was the Lynx. And when I originally ordered it, I ordered it because it had a dock, and if I had a dock, I'd be able to play those games for you guys on stream. But when I first received it, when I first received the Pocket in the mail and didn't have the dock, I was really disappointed because I was like, I was totally planning to use this for streams. Well, I finally got the dock. Finally came in. So, and I tried it out. It works just fine. So, I think we are going to play Metroid 2: Return of Samus, the original Game Boy one, because that's a game that I've not played in a long time. And I realized the other day that I've played all three of the other, I guess, 2D Metroid games. I played Metroid 1, I play Super Metroid every year for my birthday, and I've played Metroid Fusion a while back. So I was like, I should round it out, play Metroid 2, and that'll be exciting. So that's the plan for when we're done with these other games. Which is a huge load off my mind because I had no idea what we were going to do. I was thinking maybe like Crash Bandicoot, or maybe like one of the other Castlevania, like the exploration Castlevania games, like I was thinking Order of Ecclesia. That was the one I was thinking about. But I think Metroid 2 will be a good one. I at least am excited about the prospect of playing that. So we'll see. But yeah, the Analog Pocket is a pretty impressive little piece of technology. I'm very happy with it. It's like super clean and clear. Like the visuals are really nice. You can like adjust the visuals to change the display from like a modern display to like a dot matrix display, or like give it that kind of like yellow cast from the original Game Boy and stuff like that. There's like lots of little like minor tweaks in the game that's kind of fun, or in the system that's kind of fun. And I don't know, like you pay a lot for these analog systems, and I get that it's definitely like a luxury thing, but they do work really well. You get what you pay for, so that's something. It's just a shame it's such a pain to get them. I think I've mentioned it before, but I ordered the Analog Pocket at about this time last year, and it took them an entire year to get the system to me. So, not a fast service, but it eventually gets there. I've also been getting rumblings from Kickstarter that maybe one of the games that I backed might be coming out with a first version soon. So I'm kind of excited about that. Although, truth be told, I almost regret that I kickstarted this game that I'm thinking of. The game is called... Oh, nice. Maria really needed some HP. Oh, wonderful. That was a great round. All because Richard started stabbing everybody. Richard just got a little stab happy and started trying to kill everybody. Thanks, Richard. You did us a great service. No, don't you ever do that again. Don't you ever stab Maria again, you monster. Yeah, it's called The Last Faith, and I backed it shortly after I received Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. And so I was really in a very generous, like, I want to support indie developers kind of mood. And so I saw that it was like supposed to, they claim it's a dark gothic Metroidvania. And I'm like, oh, cool. Well, I don't like calling them Metroidvanias, but I do like Metroidvania as a concept. Exploration platformers. So I was like, I'm going to support this game. Well, it's I just got a regular knife? I don't want this. Toss. I don't care. Get out of here. It's very... They're really pushing the gore. It's one of those kind of games where they're like, hey, we want as much violence in our pixel game as possible. So we're going to put all the execution moves and all the gore and the extreme ways to die and blah, blah, blah. All that stuff. All that stuff that just, in my mind, screams, we're trying to sound tough, you know? That's how it comes across to me, is it's like, when you see a game that really pushes that sort of like, oh, it's bloody and dark, I always just think, yeah, who are you trying to impress with this? It's like a kid on the playground talking about, it's Chunonbyo. It's exactly Chunonbyo. If you don't know that term, that's like a, I think it means 13-year-old syndrome or something. It's a Japanese term that refers to, if you've ever seen in like popular Japanese media, these characters who like go on about like how they're like agents of the dark forces and, you know, they're fighting a secret war against the heralds of the abyss. And like, speaking of gore, did you see? Yes, I did. I did see that. Yes. Anyway, to finish that thought, it always kind of frustrates me when you see games like that. And while I'm glad that I supported an indie developer, I hope they kind of rein in the violence and gore a little bit. Speaking of gore, did you see the Christmas Massacre Scream? I did. Not a game for me personally. I am glad that everyone seemed to have fun with it. It did seem like everyone was having a good time, which is great. Felt kind of thin on content to me. Game really speaks to you. You love the old VHS video nasties. So you're a fan of like old slasher films, I guess. Maybe that's part of it, is that I just never watched that sort of stuff. Like I'm a chicken. I don't like scary stuff. I never have. And so like I didn't get like a warm fuzzy feeling at a man in a Santa mask going around murdering people. You know, it wasn't like aw, this is like my childhood. You know, I was just sort of like, yeah, all right. I mean, it felt like a very thin premise to me. I also have kind of like a hang up about, it's a common thing that people like, that I've seen people do, where they're like, I want to take this concept, which is, you're not a huge horror fan, but you love old weird VHS. Okay, well, I'll get you. I'll agree there. I love old VHS. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the mystery type series, so I'm down with that. I just felt like the game itself was kind of like, you know, just kind of thin on content. You know, each level you just went around and kind of pushed the button until everything exploded into blood, and then you went to the next level. Like, the most interesting thing about it was a shock value game. That's pretty much all. But to get back to that thought, I always get really hung up on when someone will take something that's like innocent and like childish or like friendly and kind, and they kind of like pervert it. And I know for a lot of people that's appealing. That's like, oh, that's what makes it interesting. It's like, oh, look at this other perspective on how this could be perceived. But to me, I'm just sort of like, yeah, but I liked it before, and now I'm not going to forget this. You know, it's like, I'm not going to forget that you did this. So now you've ruined it for me. You may have enjoyed it, but now I feel terrible about it. So I don't like what they did to Santy. That's my Santa Claus. Again, just not for me. But I'm glad so many other people liked it. He seemed to like it, so that's cool. And it's always best when the content creator is enjoying the content. Oh no, I'm a toad! Help! Oh no, I'm a frog now! I am amphibian! Help! I don't want to be this! Fight, I guess. Can someone help me, please? Can you fix this, dude? Make me not a toad? I don't want to be a toad. I don't want this to be my life. But yeah, I want to say that the company who made that game is called, like... It's something weird, like... All I can think is Toaster Strudel. I'm fairly certain it's not Toaster Strudel. Something Pony? Whatever. Whoever they are, Puppet Combo. That's what it is. There's like two random words attached to each other. Puppet Combo. I've seen other games that they've made. Like there's the one Blood Wash, which is like a game about a serial killer that attacks laundromats. And again, that's the whole premise. You're just in a laundromat and there's a killer. Look out. Is this entertaining to you? Are you intrigued by this laundromat danger? And then I remember at the end of the stream, Ian was reading off like other games that they've made, and it was like teacher murder, laundromat murder, skating rink murder. Like everyone was just like serial killer in this location, serial killer in this location. So, you know, and I've said it numerous times now. If you like it, good on you. I'm glad you enjoy it. To me, that's not much. Pretty basic premise to me. Okay, so now we've learned that Ed can cure Frog. He was just missing. Good to know. Da 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 da. Oh, look at this room. This looks important. I guess. Okay. Hello, amoebas. Makes sense that you'd fight amoebas in the Paramecium castle, doesn't it? You love Death Spa, Death Bed, Chopping Mall. Yeah, well, Chopping Mall is pretty clever, actually. I like Chopping Mall. I guess those are all Puppet Combo games. I mean, clearly they have some sort of fan base. So somebody's enjoying their games. It's just not me. I think another thing that kind of gets me hung up on it, and this is a stupid thing. I will freely admit that this is a stupid, snobby thing. That's not actually how PlayStation games looked. Like, they looked better than that. A lot of these Puppet Combo games look terrible. And they're selling themselves on the fact that they look terrible. Like, it's the same frustration I get when you see something like... Well, the one that comes to mind is Undertale. I remember hearing a lot of people saying that Undertale looks just like Earthbound. And I remember thinking, no, it doesn't. Earthbound looks a lot better than this. It's a much... They put a lot more effort into the sprites in Earthbound than they did in this game. I mean, yes, Undertale is its own thing. I'm not trying to say bad things about Undertale on the internet. But, like, I don't know. It feels to me like they're devaluing all of the effort that went into making games back then by just, you know, putting together some blocky graphics and calling it a day. I mean, right now I'm trying to make a modded sprite sheet for Samus from Super Metroid. I had wanted to have it done by my birthday stream, but it's probably not going to get there in time. Ooh, 4 snake ladies. Yes, please. Hello, ladies. I love how blue you are. They're delicious blue raspberry snake ladies. No, I don't like imitation videos, but Christmas Massacre capture the spirit. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I guess it comes down to this idea that, like, if you are familiar enough with what is being imitated, you can see the deficiencies in that imitation. Like, take Ian's editing. Like, for a while there, he was using that, what is it called? Red dwarf, red planet, red something, filter pack that everyone was using to make things look like they were old VHS. And then he actually ran his footage through a VHS tape, and it came out much better looking. And I'm sure for a lot of people, they didn't even notice. You know, it's just like, whatever, it looks like old VHS. Haha, I know what that looks like. But if you're actually, like, familiar with the material, you're kind of like, okay, I can see the problems here. This isn't right. This isn't right. This isn't right. That's why I say I was being kind of a snob about this. I get that. But yeah, I definitely feel like I've played a lot of PlayStation games, and they look better than that. They look better than those Puppet Combo games. But I think also Puppet Combo Oh, bolts. Oh, I wish I had someone who used a spear, but oh, hey, it's the Emperor. What? Hello. You look just like the Emperor. Hi there. What are you doing here? He looks like a superhero, doesn't he? Like an obscure Marvel superhero. He's like Blue Wing or Navy Wing or something, you know, some D-list superhero name. He's here to point at you and use his sacred spear. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, yeah, I think probably with the Puppet Combo games, they intentionally wanted the games to feel janky, to play up that kind of, like, discomfort when things get more real than you would expect from a game of that vintage. So, you know, to each their own. Again, they clearly found their niche. They clearly found people that like the game, so more power to them. Just not for me. But again, glad people had fun. That's important. And I'm glad it's another Ian stream. He's doing a good job of keeping up with his effort to make more streams. Finally. Oh, get off the screen. Frickin' Navy Wing. What else would this guy be called? The Night Jay. I could see him being called something like that. I am the Night Jay. Something like that. This guy's still here. He's a lot more hardy than I gave him credit for. I thought we were going to beat this guy pretty quick, but he's sticking around. The Cyan Mosquito. I am the Cyan Mosquito. You may try to swat me, but crime may try to swat me, but I'll always get away. He does have like a spear, so yeah, he could be like a pokey kind of a superhero. With my mighty spear of justice, I will suck crime out of this city. all the criminals immediately become really uncomfortable. They're like, phrasing, dude. All right, I can't stop thinking about it now. All right, criminals, prepare to get sucked. Could you say that differently though? He just makes all the criminals really uncomfortable. There was a what do you call it? It was like a short on what was that? Saturday Night Live, back in like the 90s, back when, you know, you could make these kind of jokes and, you know, it would not get you crucified. They had a bit called the ambiguously gay duo, which were like these two it was like a cartoon about these two superheroes who did a lot of things which were like suggestive of homosexuality without out and out making it obvious that they were actually like the ambiguously gay duo. And like all the villains were just like, are they it's like that was like every episode just kind of devolved into that. It's like, yep, this is just an awkwardness bit, but that can be funny. I like that kind of like kind of humor a little bit. I think it's funny. Stephen Colbert was one of them? Oh, I didn't know that. It's interesting. I could see that though. That does seem kind of like his humor. The ambiguously gay duo. They had a giant penis car that they drove around. Yeah. That was a strange time. What a strange concept that was. There were a lot of cartoons back then that like I know some. Ooh, haste is very helpful to have. Yes. Who needs to learn haste? Haste is very helpful. I have haste, right? Yeah, I got haste. Ed, do you have haste? I'm gonna give it to Ed. Yeah, like there's a lot of cartoons back from that time period that like some people will remember really fondly that I didn't really get to kind of like watch, I guess. Steve Carell and Stephen Colbert. Yeah, okay, I get that. That seems right. Like Aeon Flux or Beavis and Butthead. Like all these cartoons that are like really fondly remembered by people who did watch them. But in my mind, I'm just sort of like I think I've seen like maybe like 30 seconds of 2 Aeon Flux cartoons, and that's like it. Other than that, I have know nothing about them except that they're like about futuristic spy ladies, I think. But like for the people that remember them, it's like really solid memories. And of course, Beavis and Butthead. You know, it's like I couldn't watch that because it was a bad show. I couldn't even watch The Simpsons when I was a kid, so certainly couldn't watch Beavis and Butthead. But I mean, like a lot of people remember Beavis and Butthead really fondly. Same thing for King of the Hill. I mean, King of the Hill wasn't a show I wasn't allowed to watch, but like hearing Ian, for example, talk about King of the Hill, it sounds like it must have been a really funny show, and I just never watched it. Or like there is a guy on YouTube named his channel's called Legal Eagle. Very, very interesting channel. I don't know if I would necessarily call it funny because he's not going for humor for the most part, but it is very interesting. But he frequently makes reference to The Simpsons, and I mean they're funny references, but they just don't connect with me because I never watched the show. So. Hello, Amioba. How are you? Prepare for more flair. Blah. What are some other cartoons? What are cartoons that you watched, Cyber? Did you primarily watch like Well, first of all, did you watch cartoons? I guess would be a good first question. And if so, did you watch like Fox Kids, PBS, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, some other channel, Disney Channel, I guess? I can tell you, I was primarily like I started off Nickelodeon until I got Cartoon Network, which was when I was at like 12. Oh, look at this blue man with his scary red teeth. Oh, I like how it kind of looks like she's riding on his shoulder too. She's like, "Behold, my ice friend." He's like, "Ice friend and a red teeth." Either that, or he's got 8 eyes and 6 of them are where his mouth should be. Kind of spooky looking. You watched many cartoons. Did you watch them on a particular channel, or did you watch them all over the place? You had no allegiance to network. Watched all the cartoons. I primarily watched Nick and Cartoon Network. When I was younger, I watched Fox Kids. Like I watched the Fox Kids Saturday morning lineup. That's why the mystery tapes that Ian did recently that made reference to Fox Kids was so like nostalgic. So I'm like, oh my gosh, Spider-Man came on at 9 a.m. It's like I knew exactly when it came on. Oh, Spider-Man was like the third hour that I was watching the TV at that point. Before my sister woke up and started watching X-Men at 10 o'clock. What was I talking about? Got completely distracted by talk of cartoons. I do remember Exo Squad. Yeah, that was 6:30. That was after Mutant League. No, 7 o'clock. Conan the Barbarian was at 6 a.m. Mutant League was at 6:30. Exo Squad, I think, was at 7. I think... Who was 7:30? I don't remember who was 7:30. I also don't remember who was 8. 8:30 was Eek the Cat. 9 was Spider-Man. Don't remember 9:30. 10 o'clock was X-Men. I don't remember what was 10:30. But yeah, I remember Exo Squad. I mean, I make robot models all the time. That desire must have come from somewhere. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I loved old cartoons. I bet if I watched them nowadays, it would be like uncomfortably embarrassed. We are doing no damage to this stupid stone golem. Probably be super uncomfortable to watch them now, but whatever. Back then, it was awesome. It was so cool. I would usually watch up to 9 o'clock, and then I would go visit my friend who lived up the street because I had to wait till at least 9 o'clock to go to my friend's house. My parents wouldn't let me go over there before then. And then we'd talk about like the shows that we watched in the morning, and then we'd play with Legos and play Road Rash, and life was fun. Smurfs made you a communist. He-Man made you gay. Dungeons and Dragons, you get the picture. He-Man. He-Man was more something I think my sister watched, because I remember she had that. What was his tiger's name? He had that green tiger. He had like a stupid like Prowler or something, but yeah, she watched He-Man. I didn't really watch He-Man. Smurfs made me a communist. I always really liked Gargamel in Smurfs. Mostly just because his name. Cringeor? That was really his name? Cringeor? Wow. How very cringe. Oh, that joke writes itself. And then you should throw it away. My waste paper basket is filled with references to Cringeor that I threw away. What are you? I got a heart. Is that like a heart container? What does this do? Use it. I can't. I don't know what it's for. Maybe it's a use in battle item. Let's see. Heart. Try it in the next battle, I guess. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. I have the power! Fabulous powers were granted to me when I held aloft my sword, and the Littles... I don't know Hammerman, I do know the Littles. I don't know Hammerman, though. Ha! I got... what? Soul up? Is it gone? Yeah, okay, I did it. Awesome. What a power. What channel was the Littles on? Because I don't think that was a Fox Kids thing. If I remember correctly, I think that was something else. And now I can't remember where I watched it. Was that a PBS thing? The MC Hammer cartoon. I gotta look that up. I've never even heard of that before. I do remember the Amazing Harlem Globetrotters though. So I got that. I don't remember Hammerman though. What did he fight? Like non-fly people? What were his opponents? Those were the most likely. Oh, Early Nick. Yeah. Yeah, I remember with Early Nick, I used to watch Danger Mouse and Count Duckula. I loved both of those cartoons so much. Danger Mouse and Count Duckula. There were all kinds of old cartoons that like I haven't seen them in so long that I can't even really like. It's like a fever dream trying to remember them. Like I vaguely remember in Danger Mouse, there was like the opening sequence involved bombs a lot, and the bad guy was like a toad named Greenback, and he had like a fuzzy caterpillar instead of like a white cat that he would like that sat in his lap and he'd like pet it. And I think he had a mole friend, something like that. And then Count Duckula, there was like the maid who was always messing stuff up, and the butler who just couldn't stand the fact that Count Duckula wasn't more serious. It's like all these things just kind of vaguely fit in my head. But I don't remember anything. And I remember he was like a duck that was green and had like stupid hair. And I want to say he played the harmonica in the opening. I don't know. It's so weird. It's so weird to try and like remember those things. And then I remember like when I got Cartoon Network, I would watch like if I was like sick, for example, usually like if I was sick and got to stay home from school, my mom would always like make me a little bed on the sofa, and I would just watch cartoons all morning. Just sit there and watch cartoons. And so I saw all these cartoons that I wouldn't have otherwise seen, like Top Cat, who was like the streetwise cat in a vest from Hanna-Barbera. And like, who was another one? There was Kipper, which was like a cartoon about a little orange dog, and it was just the most like comforting thing. It was just this, I think it was British, maybe it was either British or Canadian, and it was just like a comforting cartoon with like really soft music, and everyone was nice. It was like really pleasant. No, it wasn't Snagglepuss. It was a different character. I mean, same concept. I mean, Hanna-Barbera had one concept: animals and clothing, but it was a different thing. He had like it was like Top Cat and the Alley Cats, I think was the full name, and he was a yellow cat, and he wore a hat, like a maroon hat and like a vest, and every episode was like about him trying to like outsmart like a beat cop, I think, like a guy. No, it's not Heathcliff. It's a different thing. I remember Heathcliff too. Heathcliff, no one would terrorize your neighborhood. But it was a different thing. I swear it was different. Heathcliff was the other Garfield. I used to get Garfield and Heathcliff mixed up all the time. They're both orange cats that are overweight. But very different in terms of like concept. Like Heathcliff was like a tough guy cat, and Garfield was just like apathetic. Memories. Childhood was fun. I remember childhood. It was fun. Would someone revive Richard, please? He keeps dying, and it's super inconvenient for everybody. Heathcliff, no one would. You know, I think Heathcliff, and who I always want to say is Heathcliff. I always have to put a really hard TH on the TH in Heathcliff's name, because I always just want to say Heathcliff. Heathcliff. And did I ever get into the kids' game shows? Oh yeah. I watched all the Nick stuff. I watched all the Nick stuff except for The Adventures of Pete and Pete, which apparently means that I had no childhood, because people always talk about how amazing Pete was. But yes, I really loved, probably not surprising, I loved Nick Arcade. I always wanted to be on Nick Arcade. Big fan of Double Dare. I liked the original Nickelodeon Guts a lot. I of course liked Legends of the Hidden Temple, as did everyone. What else did I watch? What are some other ones I watched? I watched Funhouse when I was really young. Not an easy game show to remember. I remember What Would You Do with Mark Summers. It had like the pie machine, which was, in retrospect, kind of intimidating. Finders Keepers. Oh, I don't know that one. I remember there was one cartoon, or there was one game show where you like, it was like in the early days of video games, and it was like Supermarket Sweep, but instead of like groceries, they just like stuck game boxes to the walls of like this obstacle course, and you were supposed to go through and grab the game boxes. You tear apart a house to find prizes? Dude, that sounds amazing! What era was that? Like late 90s? Or late 80s, early 90s? I gotta look that up. Finders Keepers. Never even heard of it. But yeah, that video game show must have cost a fortune. Honestly. Because I mean, no kid's only gonna get like 2 games. You know, they're gonna get a lot. And each one of those games back then cost a fair bit. There were some other fun games back then. I'm barely paying attention to the game at this point. I'm just talking about old Nickelodeon stuff. Mid-80s may have predated Double Dare. Okay, that's probably why. I was born in 1984. And I mostly watched things that were current. I didn't watch a lot of like stuff from earlier in the decade, so does sound fun though. I never watched Supermarket Sweep, so I've heard good things, but I've never actually seen it before. It always seemed kind of weird to me though. It's like, so the prizes are like food, so you have to store the food afterward. What if you don't need all that food? You gotta have like a really big pantry or freezer. I guess you'd probably think of how you're gonna store it before you went on to the show, right? You wouldn't just be like, I'm gonna go on to the show, and you get home and you're like, oh my gosh, I've got so much dairy. What do I do with all of this dairy? I wasn't prepared for this. Probably thought about it ahead of time, but I've been playing for almost an hour now. I feel like I've done nothing. I feel like there's another game show that I really enjoyed that I'm not thinking of. Wild and Crazy Kids. That's what it was. I really wanted to be on Wild and Crazy Kids. That was a fun game show. Wild and Crazy Kids. And that like stuck with me for a long time. Like when Splatoon came out, the first thought I had was, oh, this is Wild and Crazy Kids. It was just the same, like, it was the same colors, the same vibe of kids just like having a really good time doing like wacky games, and it was like covered in like multicolored Nickelodeon slime, and I was just like, this is just Wild and Crazy. Oh, a Yoichi's bow. Nice. This is just Wild and Crazy Kids. This is awesome. That was the first thought I had when I saw Splatoon. Man, I wanted to be on that show. Oh my gosh, what an amazing show that was. Wild and Crazy Kids. Omar Gooding, Donnie Jeffcoat, and who was the girl changed halfway through? Oh, what was her name? Jennifer? Something like that. I remember Donnie Jeffcoat. Just because his name is Donnie Jeffcoat. Oh man, now I want to go watch Wild and Crazy Kids, but it won't be as... Ooh, treasure. Very nice. Greed staff. Oh. What does the greed staff do? I'm curious. Alright, I'll equip it. Greed staff. I wonder what it does. Well, let's try and use it. Oh, it's a U. I don't want to fight the crawl. Greed staff. Oh, it doesn't do anything? Harp. I wanted it to do something. I wanted it to be cool. It's not cool. It's lame. Donnie Jeffcoat. Whatever happened to Donnie Jeffcoat? Are there any others that I watch? I think that's about it. Those are all the ones I can think of, honestly. Is there another quiz show? I mean, so many of them had, like, quiz elements in them anyway. I can't think of it. It's like trying to comb through memories from, like, 20, 25 years ago. It's like, what did I watch when I was 7? I don't know. Ooh, it's so pink. The Yoichi's bow is so pink. I wasn't expecting that. Flame bow is also nice, but not needed right now. Magic staff, I've already got one of those. I can toss that away. I still have so many golden needles. I'm not getting rid of them. I need those golden needles. They're very important. I guess I'll equip the greed staff and see if it's cool. I mean, it raises my attack power, so that's good. Did I ever watch Turbo Teen? No, I don't think so. It doesn't sound familiar, at least. If you describe it to me, it might come back to me, but it doesn't sound familiar right off the bat. Evil Staff? Oh, that's the one that casts Arrow. These are good things to get. I'm gonna keep these. No. I'm gonna replace the Magic Staff with the Evil Staff. I remember a great many things from that time period being referred to as Turbo. Turbo was a big deal at that point, but I don't remember Turbo Teen, no. Early 80s kid morphs into a car. When I think of a person morphing into a car, all I can think about is Michael Jackson from Moonwalker, where he would morph into a car. Which was amazing, by the way. So cool. So cool that he could just randomly turn into a car. I don't know why, but he could turn into a car. I realize the closed captions on live stuff are pure poo-poo. Yeah, they're usually pretty bad. Also, hey Pokey, good to see you. Poo-poo. What were you watching that was pure poo-poo? Pokey. Also, welcome to our discussion of, like, late 80s, early 90s television. It's our late 80s, early 90s television seminar. It's very entertaining. Oh, on the subject of things that unfortunately, why did that come to mind? I don't know why it came to mind. I guess because the game they were playing was of that time period, but my second animation that I submitted to Game Grumps unfortunately will not be accepted. Bit disappointed about that. I found out about that this week. They're not accepting any right now. Bummer. Doing something while watching the Game Awards and the captions were so far behind it was kind of off-putting. Yeah. Were they at least accurate? Was it like actually the words they were saying, or was it like a situation where they translated the word Thanksgiving as fan stuffing or something? Yeah, were they messing stuff up? And were you enjoying them? Were you enjoying the award show? As I mentioned earlier, I do not terribly enjoy award shows, so it really doesn't appeal to me, but I'm curious if anything has, like, had some amazing upset, like one game swept the awards or something. I don't know if those kinds of things. Yes, but a lot of the time awards would end up as olds or smooth. Oh, or something. I thought you meant that sometimes it would end up as smooth instead of awards. And I'm like, that's pretty far off. They really messed that one up. Olds. People make mistakes, but why can't we make an AI do the captions? I mean, I think that's the problem, is that that AIs do the captions. That's why we wind up with those. Because the AI just kind of like approximates it as best as possible. Yeah, you give me your MP. I would really love to get a second copy of Aspil. I would give it to Ed. It would be amazing. I would love to have that. It would be very helpful. I don't know when I'm going to do so. I mean, we're almost at the end of the game, and I know that there's at least one place in the final dungeon where you can buy Aspil. So, might wind up with that. The speeches get shorter. Like, no, as the show goes along, they just stretch the speeches out. They did not. Yeah. What kind of awards do they have for the Game Awards? Like, is it like, do they give awards based on like genre or like content, like best graphics, best sound? Like, what are the awards for? Doggone it. Stop killing Richard. He needs to get HP. Oh, right. I'm in the back row. Richard, man, stop dying, dude. I need you alive. Best community. Best community? What does that have to do with game designers? Like, are they awarding... Are they giving awards to, like, people who play Counter-Strike or something? How do you accept an award for best Dragon armor? Yes, please. Oh my gosh. Maria, put on this dragon armor. It's gonna be so hot. Do it. Do it, dragon armor. Yes. Oh, yeah. Wearing dragon armor now. Richard's dead again. Just saying. Richard is dead again. Online games, Final Fantasy 14, 1. Yeah, I'm not surprised there. Actually, truth be told, I'm a little surprised that FF14 has continued as long as it has. Because, like, there was a long period of time where it was not terribly popular. I think it was when Heaven's Ward came out that the game kind of rebounded and now people like it. Because for a while there, I think it was meeting the kind of same fate as FF11, where people were just sort of like, this is garbage, I don't care. And then I think it was Heaven's Ward came out and people were like, oh, I like this. It's good. Alright, put me in the front row so I can try out my new whacking stick. Thallium! I don't want that. Get out of here, Thallium. I can sleep just fine, thank you. Doodle-doodle-doodle-doo. Says my phone. Thank you, phone. Oh, I was gonna whack him in the head. Yeah, hit. Doggone it, it's empty. Alright, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get a drink. Who won the war for most stone golem? Is it this guy? This guy with the red teeth? You're gonna be right back, dies. Yeah. Well, hopefully that won't happen. Oh, I didn't. Did anyone see if my greed stick was amazing? I forgot I was trying to find out if that was good or not. Don't mutiny! I will not stand for it. Not on my stream. Unacceptable. You'll watch me play retro games and like it. Alright, whack him in the head. Is it good? You're being too busy to notice the green thing. Yeah, well, thank you. Alright. Is it cool? Frickin' Stone Golem ran away? Why did he run away? That is not something I associate at all with Stone Golems. Self-preservation. The Golem's like, why was I given the capacity to feel pain? What was the point of this? Why did my creator make me this way? There was a pole position cartoon? Like, the game pole position had a cartoon? What on earth was it about? I mean, racing, I guess, but... What a weirdly neat... That'd be like a cartoon based around... I don't know, Enduro or something. Or Yar's Revenge. How do you make a game about pole position? Target table graphics instead of the pole position. Yeah, well. I had to start somewhere. Okay, so I have not hit a single thing with my green stick yet. Is it like a gimmick weapon? Can you only hit certain monsters with it? Yeah, it was an 80s, so there was a talking car and teens. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. It's like Mask or Knight Rider. Yeah, it really is funny how formulaic a lot of shows were back then, you know? Yeah, Mask. I honestly didn't watch it, but I remember it. Like, I remember the toys, and I remember the idea. Mask was, like, around in my mind, although I never actually watched it. Yeah, they had good toys. Exactly. That's what I remember, is that they had really good toys. Alright, I don't know what this greed stick does. I'm gonna go back to my Ripper and get back in the back row. Because this is not working out. Greed, get back there. Nope. This. I mean, I guess I'll keep... No, it doesn't do anything. Forget it. I'll use the blood sword. I don't know what the greed stick does. I guess I can look it up afterward, but... You wear a mask with a smile for hours at a time, stare at the ceiling while I hold back what's on my mind. That sounds like lyrics. To something. But unfortunately, I don't know what that thing is. Kid with ADHD. The snake ladies are winking at me and it's exciting. Yay. Oh, only Richard was confused by it though. He was like, why would they wink at me? I don't understand. Are they holding pencils? It looks like they're all holding like a blue pencil. They're ready for art class. Every one of them. They're all excited to draw. Did y'all ever watch David the Gnome? That was another one of those cartoons that was like weirdly like peaceful, kind of like Kipper. But from what I understand, it was like really depressing. I don't remember that aspect of it, but whenever I hear people talking about it, they always talk about how it was like super depressing. I just remember like a guy riding a dragonfly and that being cool. And they had Swift the Fox, who was cool. Oh, here's another one. Did you ever watch SWAT Cats? Did you watch SWAT Cats? I loved SWAT Cats. It was a cartoon about cat people who flew a fighter jet. And it was awesome. I loved that show. Oh my gosh, I loved SWAT Cats. So, I actually have the Super Nintendo game, although if I remember correctly, it's not very good. I loved SWAT Cats. They had like special missiles. This T-Bone and Razor, those are the two. I mean, yeah. probably established a lot of furry mindset, but yeah, it was like this. What was really neat about it is it had a really cool art style that looked like an animated comic book. So like they used really heavy shadows on everything, and it took place in a world where like instead of people they had like anthropomorphic cats, and everybody was a cat. All the characters were cats. Oh, gone and I died. Who killed me? Frickin' Lamia. How dare you? How dare? Kill her. Please revive me. But yeah, so the premise was that there were like these two former military, like former soldiers who used to be a part of the Enforcers, which was like, I think it was Mega Cat City, I think was the name of the city. And they became disillusioned with the way that the Enforcers worked. And oh no, that's terrible. I'm sorry, Cyber, do you have to rip it out now? That's a big bummer, dude. I'm sorry. Yeah, they became like disillusioned with the Enforcers, like the way they were operating, and so they left and they became like mechanics who worked out of a junkyard. And because it's a cartoon, they also built like an F-16 out of junk from the junkyard. And they fought crime using specialized missiles. So like the T-Bone was the pilot. He was like the best pilot, and Razor was like a ballistics engineer. He made like all the most amazing. Oh, I'm so sorry, dude. That is a bummer. He made like all the most amazing like missiles. Like they had like missiles for everything, like every type of missile you could imagine, fired out of this one jet. And like they had like a motorcycle that would come out. Oh, it was so cool. I built so many jets with Legos as a result of that show. I was so excited about it. T-Bone is your karaoke name. That's a good one. That's a good name. Speaking of T-Bone, I'm just kind of bouncing all over the place as we just try to go through this castle. It's very boring. We're just going up this castle, pretty much. There was a game that I saw on Game Grumps not too terribly long ago called, like, Trombone Champion or something. Your karaoke name is a steak? Yes. It's really funny. That game looks amazing and stupid, and I love it. It's not the kind of game I'd play, but it was very funny to watch. So, little shout out to the Game Grumps if they need any support from a person like myself. Oh, hello again. It's the cowardly stone golem again. Welcome back. Going to take your MP, sir. I'm gonna never pronounce your name, so it's a kind of a joke. Apparently I mumble, so whenever I like give my name to like someone at like a fast food joint, they always get it wrong. So, I feel you. Actually, hang on. Go back. What are all my spells? Haste is really dragging us down. That's probably why ult was not very strong. They announced Tekken 8? There isn't already a Tekken 8? I think the only Tekken game I ever really played very much of was Tekken 2. Because my friend up the street had it. That's about the only reason I played it. I just remember really hating martial law. Although he had a funny... That pun is amazing, but... I hated that guy. Freaking martial law and his flip kicks. I also remember that was the first game that I had encountered, like the first fighting game I'd encountered where beating the game as each character got you like a new character to play as. Yeah, I mean I wasn't good either. I get it. I just hammered on buttons until maybe they would win. Honestly, fighting games are one of the only games that can really make me get like ragey. I get like super pissed when I do badly at a fighting game. So, like I've entertained this idea of streaming he ran away again. What the heck? Yeah, I've entertained this idea of streaming the Weapon Master mode in... Wait, no, I'm just going this way. In Soul Calibur 3 or 2? Soul Calibur 2. But I would I'd be so ragey. I don't think it would be very entertaining to watch. I'd just be yelling the whole time. Actually, no, I wouldn't yell. I'd just get like really quiet. And that's not entertaining. That's not entertaining, so... None of that. Jackie Chan confirmed Rush Hour 4's in the works. Wow. On the video game awards? That's not a video game. That's a movie, right? Why is Jackie Chan talking at the awards show? That seems strange to me. That seems weird. That seems weird. Jackie Chan is unstoppable. He did fall off of a clock tower and survive. So, there is that. I learned that from a manga. More Flar! Feel the wrath of Flar! See you later, dude! They take a lot of damage and then they just run away. Alright, fine, that's cool. See you later, man. Oh, it's cockatrices. Don't like cockatrices back there. We need to get rid of them. They're a real problem, the cockatrices. Keep them out of range as long as I can. Yeah, I've said it before, but one of the major things to learn about this game, if you decide you want to play it yourself, is how the rows work, both in your party and the enemy party. Like, I knew that those cockatrices are dangerous, so by killing the second row, I prevent them from being able to attack me, but I can still attack them through magic. So it's just like a way to manage the fight better. Little things. Little things. Dnad! Take that! Feel the wrath of Dnad! Kill him. Yes. Very good. Very good. Oh, hello, plants. How are you? A bunch of plants randomly showed up. Hey, guys. How's it going? Y'all aren't really a threat anymore. I was scared of y'all when you first showed up because you caused confusion. But now, not so much. Not so much. Thinking about the Video Game Awards show now. I guess it's still going on, huh? Wondering what, I'm still just trying to picture, like, what the categories would be, you know? What sorts of things that people would win awards for on it. I'm still pretty thrown for a loop that, like, there's a category called Best Community. Who would you reward for that? Who would receive the award for a good community? Like what? Like that doesn't really have any bearing on the game designers. Best data leak. Yeah. That was that. What was it? The Giga leak from Nintendo not too long ago. That's the best data leak. Actually, I've mentioned it many times before. I love that website, the Cutting Room Floor, that has all that information about like stuff cut out of games. So many of the articles on there have a little thing at the top now that says like this information became available thanks to the Nintendo Giga leak from blah blah blah. It's like, yep, that provided a lot of information for a lot of people. Oh, this looks official. Am I there? Yeah, da, 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 da. Hello, creatures. Hello, monsters. Prepare to get flared. Prepare for flare. Yeah. Usually I'm not a big fan of data leaks, but considering how old a lot of the material was in that particular data leak, I'm okay with it. You know, we learned a lot from it, which is nice. I especially liked all the information about like the original Pokemon Red and Blue, or I guess Green and Red, from that leak, because a lot of cool stuff we found out about from that. Wind flute. Be funny if they did the awards in the Video Game Awards show like one of those old top 10 videos on YouTube. These are the top 10 best games of this year. Number 10. And like only the one at number 1 actually got an award. All the other ones are just indicating who the various people are. Oh yeah. Well, thank you very much. That was a bit nerve-wracking for me. I'm not usually on camera. The reason I don't have the camera today is that I got some good feedback about that, and I need to invest in some more lights before I do that again. So I'm gonna have to, like, if you watched it, you probably saw that the microphone was like in the middle of my face the entire time. I gotta tweak it some more. But thank you. I'm glad that people enjoyed that. It was different for me, but we might do it again in the future if I can get some get things squared away. You know, I stayed away from that for a long time because I had the mindset, like, there was something that Proton John said once a long time ago about why he never did face cam. He said, you know, the reason I don't do face cam is because I want people to pay attention to the game and not me. I'm not what's being presented. The game is being presented. And I was like, well, yeah, I get that. And so for a long time I kind of shied away from it, but I don't know. I'm not that hung up on it anymore. I feel like it, you know, I wouldn't mind being able to, like, because like one of the things that I do a lot, like right now I'm actually gesturing with my hands. None of y'all can see that. Like I'm moving my hands around. You can't see any of that. And so you're actually missing out on, I don't know if you'd call gesturing with my hands content, but in effect you are missing out on something I'm presenting. So I thought it might be nice. But it might be nice to include that. So we'll see. We'll see if I can get it figured out. Get some more lights. And if, you know, if people react to it positively, I'll keep it around. If people don't seem to care, you know, this is... Thank you for that, Cyber, because that's actually the first feedback I've actually gotten about it in terms of, like, people watching the streams. So. And you, as a regular, I take your opinion to heart. You're surprised I looked almost exactly as you had imagined. Okay. Well, I guess my voice carries a face with it. Good to know. Curse is useful if you get it earlier in the game. It's not useful at this point. Alright. Is this the new Emperor? Norris? You there, Dark Knight. I thought you'd... What was his voice? I don't... That's his voice now. I thought you'd come, Moe. No matter. I am the Emperor now. Bow before me or be destroyed. No. I don't want either of those things. Oh, it's Maria. She's like, no. Brother, why must we fight? Do you know who rules the world? No, Noonie does. Only power rules. I am the Emperor. I won't let go of that power. Out of my way. Get out of the way. Oh no, it's that. What? Hello. Who are you? What's going on? I'm the Emperor now. I'll keep saying it till you believe it. Ria's like, you go first, though. You monster! I won't let you have the Empire. It's mine. Who is this? Who is this creature? What are you? Yeah. It's the actual Emperor. Empire. I am above such child's play. I'm only interested in making this world a living hell. I think I'll start with you. Brr! Brr! No! Fire! I don't like that! Brr! Oh, it's Richard. What are you gonna do, Richard? Everyone on the Hiryu! Richard? Now we fight, whatever you are. Come, demon! Death awaits thee! Richard, no! No, it's the goofy... Okay, the goofy Hiryu saved us. Richard, yes? It looks different now. I'm back in Finn, apparently. Hello, Hilda. I don't know how I got here. Mo, the Dark Knight, what happened? The Emperor rose from... That was pretty awesome, actually. The Emperor rose from the dead. Richard, in order to save us... another person died, huh? Norris, let's fight together. Princess, let him side with the rebellion. Okay, I'll let you be in charge of him. Look at his sprite. He's all like grumpy. I know, Maria. Alright, so we now have our official 4th party member. Yay! It's Norris, who I'm sure everyone forgot. Alright, what are your stats like, Norris? Oh, your stats are pretty... You were way smarter than your sister. We gotta work on that. We gotta make you dumb like her. 53, 45, 46, 36, 16, 85. Okay. I'm smarter than him. Gift shopping today, you found a crazy cassette tape. Fabio After Dark. Fabio was primarily like a visual thing, right? He was a model, wasn't he? Did he, like, do porn or something? What on earth? What was... Where did you find this? Where did you find this cassette tape? Fabio After Dark. All I remember about Fabio is he had long blonde hair. That's all I remember. And he was a model, and he was like he was kind of a joke at the time. Why don't you take something with you? What can we give you? I don't really know. What do I have to give to you? Not a whole lot. Yeah. Got a blood sword. I guess I should give that to him. It's a shame, Richard had better stuff than Norris does, so that's a bit unfortunate. A thrift store? That's where things are found. That's funny, though. Fabio After Dark. I feel like I should go to thrift stores more often, but, like, I haven't really found a good one near where I live, which is funny, because, I mean, like, I live in, like, a big city. I feel like I should be able to find a decent thrift store, but I haven't found one. It's mostly a compilation of sex jams, but it has interludes where Fabio tells you what he's gonna do for you. Oh my goodness. That's pretty intense. Dude. Gotta cross my legs after that. I can't imagine recording that. Can you imagine actually sitting down to record something like that? Like a tape like that? It would be so... Because you'd have to do like multiple takes of stuff like that. You'd have to be like... You'd have to be saying naughty things multiple times over and over again. How very silly. How very silly. Fabio After Dark. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that with the class. That should be the recording. Yeah, exactly. I already did this. Aren't you all going to tell me what to do next? Okay, people are talking about Min. That's nice. Yep, already did that. I thought one of you talked about the Jade passage. Wait, what? One must look for strength to apply Ultima. Okay. Oh, look, this guy actually tells you it. Okay. So in the last stream of this, I was talking about how I didn't feel like there was a solid clue for what you're supposed to do with the pendant. This guy does. Okay. There we go. Good job. Okay. Never retake... Wait, what? You will never take the Emperor's power? Is this guy just like, he's on the Emperor's side? What's going on here? It's gotta be awkward to be, like, that's... Jade and the devil cannot coexist. I'm sorry? What? What are we talking about here? Alright, let me go back to Finn and talk to the prince and or the princess and Guy. I mean, I don't think Gordon's actually the prince of Finn. He's just like the regent of Finn, I guess. What's this river up here? I don't think I ever looked at this, like, lake. This lake. It's a nice lake. Over here. Just flying around now. Over here. Where am I now? Oh, dude, you can walk to Mysidia? I didn't know that. Look, you could just walk there. Oh. Huh. You found a tape full of trucking songs? That makes me think of, way back when my family would go on trips, by which I mean we would go back and forth to Baton Rouge. They had... My parents had these tapes that they got from like the Shell gas station. They were called Cruisin' Classics, and it was just like a bunch of like oldies on a tape, and there were 3 of them. And I liked those tapes. I liked oldies as a kid. Yeah, alright, just sell it. I can't use it for anything. You know what they're talking about before that? I got completely waylaid by oh, I was gonna talk about how, like, I feel like I could never be involved with the production of pornography. It's gotta be so awkward. You just, like, because you gotta do, like, multiple takes, right? Like, it's not like something that's necessarily easy to, like, do a lot. You gotta, like, have, like, breaks and stuff. And you're not going to react probably the same way each time. It's got to be awkward. I don't know. I couldn't do it. Seems weird. Pandemonium is an ancient demon castle restored by the now undead emperor. Legend says the only way to enter the hellish palace is through the portal called Jade. Oh, the Jade and the devil cannot coexist. What is Jade? Tell me this. Jade. The sages of Mysidia may know more about this. Okay. One guy did mention it. Pandemonium materialized as the Emperor rose from the dead. Jade. Somewhere near Kashuan, a portal to the other side is said to appear at a time like this. Really? Okay. Do you know anything, Layla? The Emperor's soul is sold in the devil. Do you know Jade? A sea of Jade lies around the thin strait east of Mysidia. Oh, aren't we actually learned some pretty decent information there? So we know that somewhere near Kashuan, east of Mysidia, and that the Mysidians might know more. I like the fact, like, getting to one of the things that I think is great about this game. I really like the password system and how it allows you to become invested in the storyline. You're allowed to kind of like role play. I mean, it's a very primitive form of role play, but you are allowed to role play a little bit to learn information. I think that's really cool. All right, so let's go and check the ancient books and see if we can learn anything about jade. Jade, also known as nephrite, is a pale translucent stone primarily found in China. All right, say jade. When Paramecium first terrorized our land, demons used jade as a transit between worlds. Okay, no, that doesn't really help me very much in terms of So we know that jade, whatever it is the passageway to Paramecium, the new castle of the Emperor. It's somewhere near Kashuan, and that little strait between the two seas is the Sea of Jade. So let's check Kashuan first. Right, there's Paramecium. Can't do anything about that. Let's see. Where's Kashuan? Did I completely miss Kashuan? What is this huge desert? I don't think we ever did anything with this gigantic desert. Just a big old desert just hanging out. All right, let's check the Sea of Jade. Let's see. All right, so this is the Sea of Jade. This little... Oh, what's that? There's a little lake. Has this always been here? What's this little lake? Hello, lake. What are you? Oh, I went into it. Is this it? Oh, I think I found it. This must be Jade. Okay. We're in Jade now. Oh. These are them. These are the guys that I think I'm afraid of. Remember how I mentioned in the previous stream that something about those amiibo monsters frightened me? I think it's these guys. I think they do something really scary, but I don't remember what it is. Is it like instant charm 16? They do something that's bad. I mean, charm 16 isn't great, but... They used Aspil! You monsters! No! Whoa, whoa! He fights with an axe and a sword? Awesome, dude! Norris! He's like blue cooler. He's like a blue cooler version of me. He's way cooler than I look. Oh, you used Aspel, you freaking monster. I hate you. I hate everything about you. How dare you use my trick against me? Oh, they petrify you too. Oh. I knew there was something I hate about these monsters. They do all the bad things. They do all the bad things. Ugh. Terrible. Terrible monsters. Can you fix her? Can you fix Maria? Nope, not yet. Reball Norris just keeps taking out his anger on Ed. He's like, my sister's petrified, and I hate you for it! We gotta kill these things. I really don't like them here. It's a real problem. Any monster that can do petrification is immediately scarier than all the other monsters. And it used Aspil on me. And Drain? You monsters! You disgusting piles of flesh! Yeah, good job. No, I'm petrified. Stop it. So another thing about this section of the game that I remember is that it's very easy to die here. Like, I have advocated this strategy of like constantly moving forward in the game throughout the entire playthrough. Because the first time I used that strategy, the only place... Wait, he can cure petrification now. Awesome. So it just missed before. Okay. Great job, Ed. That's awesome. Yeah, the first place that I actually had any trouble in the entire game was when I got to the Jade Passage. It was the first point at which I had characters actually started dying with any sort of regularity. So this might be very hard. I mean, we're not going to finish the game tonight. I'm probably going to go a little ways to the Jade Passage and then just leave. But, yeah, it's scary here. Very scary here. Hellfire. Alright. Here, Norris, you hold on to this Hellfire. Here you go, buddy. It's just a white dragon. Just chilling. It's just here. There's just a white dragon here. Yeah, alright. Look how much cooler Norris looks than me. He's got like slicked back hair and like blue pointy armor. What a bro. He looks nothing like his sister. Like if they had swapped Moe and Norris's sprites, it would have made so much more sense. Because then then Maria and Norris, who are brother and sister, would actually look like each other. But instead, we have this situation where like I look more like Maria than her brother does, you know? A little strange. Whack, whack, whack. Ooh. Good hits. Good hits. I mean, the good thing about a dangerous area, admittedly, is that we are going to become stronger as a result of it. Like, this game's experience system thrives on danger. Like, you want a scenario where, you know, you're facing off against monsters that are dangerous, because that's how you will become stronger. But it does also have the unfortunate side effect that, like, you might die. There's always the unfortunate potential that you might die from it. So that's a bit of an issue. However, somewhere inside this dungeon, somewhere inside the Jade Passage, because I'll go ahead and explain that there's the Jade Passage and then there's Pandemonium. They're two distinct dungeons, but you can't get to the Pandemonium until you go through the Jade Passage. So it's sort of like the Forbidden Land Eureka and the Crystal Tower from FF3 for the Famicom. Same general concept of like sort of two connected final dungeons. But in the Jade Passage section, there's a shop that sells just about every spell in the game, which is awesome, including Aspil. I really want Aspil. Because if I had Aspil, I could give it to Ed and Maria, and they would be able to be in much better shape. And that'd be cool. Bye, dragon. Bye, Dargon. Oh, I got smarter. Nice. 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 I don't want that. Do you have any magic, Norris? No. No magic. Okay. I should give you magic. I don't know what I want to give you. I don't know. But I will heal you. I will heal you, sir. Enjoy that extra health. The Jade... I mean, the name The Jade Passage sounds cool, doesn't it? Welcome to the Jade Passage. It sounds neat. I don't know. It's a good name. Oh, hey. Sphinxes. What's up, Sphinxes? Use your aura spell. Become more powerful. Prepare yourself with aura. Haste yourself. Actually fight the monster. Everyone else is like, I'm going to cast a spell. I'm going to cast a buff spell. Blah, blah, blah. And Norris is like, I'm just going to hit him with my sword and axe. Do you think that's a good plan? He's like really sarcastic because, you know, he's been our enemy for a while, and for a little bit he was the emperor of a kingdom. I did name him Norris. His original name is Leon, I think. And, you know, I've only got like 3 friends. I've only got the 2 friends, Maria and Ed, so, you know, I needed another name. And that actually comes from a character in Chrono Cross. Oh, you like it? I think it's a good name. Norris. There was a character in Chrono Cross, I think it was either that his name was Norris or that I renamed him Norris and liked it a lot. But I first played this game at around the same time that I first played Chrono Cross. I like needed another name. I was like, oh, Norris, that's a cool name. You were thinking Chuck Norris? Chuck Norris. Gonna roundhouse kick everybody. Man, I used to, like, we were talking about shows I used to watch so much Walker, Texas Ranger with my dad. We watched so much Walker, Texas Ranger. With Trevette. What was his name? Cornell Walker, I think was his name. Yeah. I liked that show. It was stupid, but I liked it. They had a truck. That's like the thing that I most strongly associate with Chuck Norris, is Walker, Texas Ranger. You know, you were talking about Fabio earlier, and it made me think of, do you remember the show Dr. Quinn Medicine? Oh no, these things again. Oh no. Yeah, do you remember the show Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman? It was like it was briefly referenced on a Mystery Tapes episode, but it was like a Wild West show about this lady doctor in like the 1800s living out west, and like the sort of adventures she got up to. And there was like this he was like a white guy, but he was supposedly raised by natives, and so he had like long flowing hair. I think his name was like Sully, maybe something like that. And yeah, I remember like when you said Fabio, that was the first thing that came to mind, was that guy. Actually, now that I think about it, he looked a lot like Kevin Sorbo from Hercules. Same kind of look. Sully. Holy crap, she did 1059 damage to Ed. Oh my goodness. Maria's dangerous when she's confused. She's just wildly flailing around her sword. But she's got big, powerful arms to back it up. Yeah, Jane Seymour. Yeah. Yeah, I used to watch that one with my mom. I used to watch a lot of TV with my parents, I guess. Never thought about that, but I suppose it's true. You know, a show that I wish I had watched when I was younger? I really wish I was into Star Trek: The Next Generation. Because, like, briefly in undergraduate college, one of my roommates was really into Star Trek, and he would watch it. Star Trek. He liked watching them oh my gosh. Hey guys, how y'all doing? It's a fiend and a green mole boar. But yeah, I had like that is a lot of damage he did with one fire spell. Wow. Yeah, he was like really into that show, and Yeah, I just kind of like I would watch it. He would like be watching it in the room, and I'd look over once in a while. It's like, man, I really wish I had more of a connection to this show. It looks cool. I mean, in a silly. Oh no, these are real Marlboros. Okay, this is the origin of the Marlboro as we think of it now. The one that does like all the status ailments to you. Look at poor Norris, man. He got everything dumped on him. Alright, so we're going to kill the Marlboro. We're going to kill the Marlboro first. Kill the Marlboro. We're going to cast Aura. We're going to make sure the Marlboro can't attack us. Keep him in the back row for a little while. I have really enjoyed talking about old television with you tonight, Cyber. Thank you. I've really enjoyed it. It's fun talking about, like, going down memory lane and trying to remember, like, old TV shows I watched. Maria's big, strong arms make me feel safe. Like having Maria around with her mighty attack power. She's just like, "Ugh, ugh," and the enemies are like, ah, ah. And her brother Norris is just suffering over there. Ow, why me? Used to take Star Trek Next Generation way too seriously. At least you had a connection to it. I wish I had a connection to it. I just feel like that was the one that was most appealing to me. You know? Like I liked all the characters. I could follow what was going on. You know, it was like, okay, it's a spaceship going through space, and they run into aliens and stuff. Got it. That was cool. I don't know. I liked it. I liked Patrick Stewart. Actually, funny thing, I actually work with a person who is named Patrick Stewart, who looks nothing like the Patrick Stewart from Star Trek, but every time I see him, I'm like, Patrick Stewart. I'm sure you get this from a lot of people, but all I can think about is engage. Number 2, engage. Deep philosophical issues and stuff with head prosthetics? Oh, right, Worf. That was another funny thing, is that since I didn't really have any connection to, like, the original Star Trek, I didn't really get the idea that, like, it was supposed to be something of a big significance that Worf was like a Starfleet or a Federation Klingon, you know? Deep Space Nine, less episodic. Deep War. Well, I mean, again, I didn't really get into any of them. I think they're interesting, but I do remember Deep Space Nine had the cool space station, which I liked, and it had that one alien guy who I think was like a merchant, maybe. I wasn't into Voyager. I think the concept of Voyager is interesting. You know, they like go through a wormhole and wind up way the heck in the middle of nowhere. That's kind of cool, but I don't know. I didn't like it as much. I should go see if I can find some Next Generation stuff, though. Oh, hey, a sandworm. Have we seen a sandworm at all in this entire game? I don't know that I've actually seen a sandworm anywhere in this game so far. Huh, cool. Maria, please kill that Marlboro faster. Please kill the Marlboro faster. I really don't like it being there. Ha! I gave the Marlboro a status effect. What now? I too can fight with status effects, fool. He's like, oh man, that's my stick though. Don't take it away from me. Brr. Yeah, you give me your MP. Sucker. Give me that MP. We're a pretty decent fighting force here. I'm proud of that. Again, I've said it numerous times now. One of the things I like so much about this game is I feel genuinely connected to the... Ooh, nice. Lucky damage. I feel genuinely connected to my party. I feel like all of their abilities, all of their talents and strengths are because I did it. You know, it's like I made them that way, and that feels special. I like that. I feel very... Oh, hey, guys. Salamanders. What's up? What's up, y'all? You know, it just feels like... It feels like they're my characters. I like that. I like that a lot. I just noticed that the background is like the ice cavern background. It seems a little strange to me. Not sure why that's the case. Yellow aura, white aura. I wanted the white aura. So I think these guys are probably fire elemental. Yep, there's the fire. I feel like Ultima is doing the kind of damage that I generally expect Ultima to do, unfortunately. That is to say, not terribly impressive. It's something I really hate about this game is that, like, you get the Ultima spell and the game makes a big deal about you're getting the Ultima spell and then it's poopy. Like, why can't it be cool? Just be cool, Ultima spell. Dang, Horus. Salamander punched the heck out of you. Salamander just walks up with a big old boxing glove on his hand. Oh, Salamander. Okay. I gotta mention something. So I mentioned before, I've been playing the new Pokemon game. And I'm curious if anyone else has noticed this. There is, like, anytime there's any sort of cutscene, usually anything that involves like a battle, there's like a Pokeball embedded in the ground. So like, if you get in, if you play the game before and you know those fights with like the terrestrialized fights that you can find on the world map, if you play the game, next time you get into one, look like kind of in front of the pedestal that the Pokemon's standing on, and there's like a little Pokeball just embedded in the ground. And I think it's being used as a location marker. Like it's like a, I think it was like a, what do you call it? Like a debugging kind of thing, like a thing to help the programmers out. But it's still there. Like they left it in, and it's so weird. Like I first noticed it when, again, if you played the game before, you probably know that there's like one of the three main like plot paths is to find the Herba Mystica, which are like these legendary herbs. And the way you find all of them is you fight like a giant Pokemon and he like breaks a cave open, and then you fight him, and then he eats like the herb, and you fight him again, and then you get the herb. But you always have to go into a cave. And I noticed in every one of the cutscenes involving us going into the cave, the characters always run past like a Pokeball just sitting on the ground. And ever since I noticed that, I've started noticing it in like all of the cutscenes. There's always just like a Pokeball just somewhere in the scene, just hanging out on its own for some reason. It's very distracting once you notice it. But I had to mention that because I just keep seeing it. And it's like, why is that Pokeball there? What's it doing there? Who put that there? Such a mystery. Anyway, I'll probably wrap it up here pretty soon. Let me just finish exploring this first room, because I mean the Jade Passage is going to take a while. It might, like, actually getting to the end of this game might be multiple streams. I know I already said that there's only like one real dungeon left, but it's quite a dungeon. So it's going to take us a while to get through it. We can check this flooded door here. Oh, this is actually the way down. Well, now wait a minute. What was that other way then? Hang on. Thank you, Zyber. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. And, yeah. Enjoy your Fabio After Dark. Still can't believe you found that, but enjoy that. Fabio After Dark. That's insane. No, Norris! I'm so broken up about the fact that you're dead. It is kind of a weird thing, right? Like, it's one of those scenarios where, you know, you have like this kind of happened in what was that game called? Suikoden 2, I think, where like the game starts with like these two like best friends who are trying to escape from like enemy soldiers, and they're like they swear that it's like we're always gonna be friends and blah blah blah, and then like they get separated and they wind up like on different sides, I think, something like that. And you have this like scenario where like these two people who are friends are now having to be like, you know, against each other or whatever. I think that's Suikoden 2. I mean, that concept is pretty stock standard, so you've probably heard of a game like that, but yeah, it's gotta be weird. It's like, it's one of those things that comes up a lot in dramatic stories, but it comes up so frequently that you're kind of like, oh yeah, it's this again. It's like a common trope, like evil father, you know, like having like an evil father that you have to fight and defeat. You have to kill your evil father. That's like a big deal. Like, that would be hard. Actually, one of the things that the Castlevania Netflix series did really well was showing how hard it was emotionally for Alucard and Dracula to be opposed to each other. It's like there were like moments where I think Alucard like was wandering through Castlevania, and he remembered living there, and like he remembered, you know, talking with his mother and father, because like when he was younger, they were actually kind of a happy family. They were an isolated family, but they were still a happy family. It wasn't until Lisa was murdered that Dracula really kind of went off on his tirade against humans. And it's like, I like the fact that they showed how it's not just cut and dry, like, okay, my father's bad now, so I have no problems killing him. You know, it's like, no, you still remember the good parts. You remember that, like, you know, you guys had like an ice cream together one time or something. You know, it's like, you remember some things were good about it, and that's gonna make it real hard to stab your dad to death. So, I don't know. It's good storytelling. Or like another one that's, you know, such a common trope is the idea of like either being exiled from your hometown or your hometown being destroyed. Like, those are both pretty common tropes because it's designed to like push the main character forward. Like, you need to give a reason why the main character would be willing to leave home. It's like, oh, well, because home's gone. They have to leave. Or you know, they were kicked out of their home, so they can't stay there. They have to find a new place to live. But like, that's like a big deal. Like, can you imagine if like all of a sudden some event happened that made it so that you now had to just live on the road? And it's like, okay, well, I can't stay at my home anymore, so I guess I'm gonna put on a backpack and just start walking. You know, like, that's intimidating enough. But then you think, also there are monsters out there that want to eat my flesh. You know, it's like genuinely scary, but it's so commonplace. It happens in so many games. It's amazing. Maria got dumb again. Norris, I'm sorry. It's like, Norris is like, why is my sister so stupid now? What did y'all do to her? Oh, I just can't go that way. Okay, well, anyway. It's like, I swear she used to be cleverer than this. But her biceps are amazing. Oh no. I don't want to fight this fight. Oh no, this could be really bad. This could be really, really bad. I haven't saved. Oh no. Oh no. Nope. Nope. Kill them, please. Okay, that's one down. Ew. Ew. Well, I guess we should count our blessings that Maria wasn't afflicted with all of the status ailments. Oh, nice. 7 hits, 777 damage. We did 7 hits, all of which did 111 damage. Amazing. Good. Poor freaking Norris, man. He's just having a rough go of it. His life is very difficult right now. Okay, good. We survived. Alright, I'm just gonna warp out of here, and that'll be it for the evening. Let him go. It's so funny when he's just like... Alright, get me out of here. Maria, you have warp, don't you? No. Alright. Save. Yep. Richard's dead. Bringing it back to town. And it'll be good. And that was fun. And it did actually turn out to be a 2-hour stream, so that's good. Standard length for my streams. I hope you enjoy them. And yeah, I'll probably be back on the weekend, I think. Just because we're kind of close to the end. We might actually make the next stream just like super long so I can beat the game. I haven't decided yet. Because I don't really know how long it'll take. When I played this game before, I had to kind of do the last dungeon in like waves, you know? I would go in, fight a little bit, retreat, go in, fight a little bit, retreat, and that kind of thing. Also, now that Ed can cure petrification, I don't need as many gold needles, so I'll sell some of these. Give myself a little bit more capacity in my inventory here. Same thing with Phoenix Stones. I'm gonna get rid of some of these. Diamond stick, I don't need this. Yeah, that'll free up a little bit of space, which is nice, because almost half my inventory is filled with, you know, plot items that I can't get rid of. It's a real failing of this game. All this is stupid. They should not make you keep the ring that you got at the very beginning of the game from Scott. I still have this. It's like the engagement ring for Hilda that we tried to give to her, and she's like, no, you keep it. It doesn't matter to me. It's silly. Anyway, all right, well, that's it for tonight. Yeah, I'll probably be back in the weekend, so I'll see you then. I am the MoeChicken. This is Final Fantasy II, and thank you for stopping by.